Hey guys, Shiftery here. Welcome back to yet again another video, and today I'm going to be going over how to start a clothing brand from scratch. So I've seen in the community that there's a lot of gatekeeping, and I wanted to go ahead and make sure that everybody can get the information that they need. This should be the most informational video that you're going to get on YouTube, so definitely watch to the very end. I don't charge for anything, but all I can ask you to do is subscribe to the channel because it does mean a lot, because we're so close to getting monetized on this one. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the video. First, we need to understand what exactly you're doing when you're starting a clothing brand. Are you just trying to make quick cash, or are you actually trying to make a long-lasting brand? Look at brands such as Nike, Supreme, and Adidas. These all actually have long-lasting effects, and people that actually wear them are actually known for something specific. They actually have brand identity. So what are you actually trying to do? Once you figure out the reason why you're starting a clothing brand, you can actually continue. This is very important to actually set up mindset. A lot of people laugh at this part, but it's actually very important, because if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to be very disappointed when your sales are not exactly where you want them to be. Second, we need to talk about clothing brand names. So honestly, it doesn't really matter what your clothing brand is really named, but you should think a little bit about it because it is going to be a long-lasting thing. You can't really just change your clothing brand name. Imagine that V-Lone actually changed his name in the middle of actually producing some hoodies. That would be super embarrassing, and a lot of people would lose respect for the brand. So it's very important to make sure that it's a long-lasting name. You also want to check on Google if it's actually a brand already. So let's say I wanted to create a brand called Gymshark. Obviously that's a brand already, but let's say I didn't know that and I wanted to create Gem Lion. So you definitely want to do your research to make sure that there's not a very similar brand. And luckily for us, Gymshark is actually using Shopify, so we can see their sales live. If you guys want access to this Chrome extension, this is going to be PP Spy. I'll try to leave a link down in the description below, but it pretty much says it there. Gymshark has 2,000 products, and this is a good example of a brand that is created and has long-lasting longevity, because look at how many sales they're basically making. They're essentially making $10,000 each hour. So once you have your domain name picked out, I highly recommend using Namecheap. There's so many different ones out there, but I have over 30 different domains with Namecheap. I'm not even kidding, guys. I buy a lot of domains, but you want to make sure that you get a .com one. So let's say we had a brand called For Me Only, and obviously you wouldn't buy this domain because it's super expensive, and that's another factor with picking a name. You want to make sure that there's a domain name with a .com that is relatively cheap, so around $10 or so, and that's going to be $10 for the year. Next, we need to get into the store. I highly recommend using Shopify, and the main reason why is it's super easy to set up a store, and it makes it really easy to go ahead and do so. So once you go ahead and connect your domain with Shopify, you can start by setting up your store. And just an FYI, it is actually $30 per month, so you got to make this count if you guys are low on budget. But this is the best way to set up your store if you're looking to go ahead and create a quick e-commerce store. Also, another thing is it does collect all the emails, so you can market to your customers that already bought something using Klaviyo later on. But these are advanced techniques that I'm not going to go on in this video, and I'm also going to link down in the description below a tutorial on how to use Shopify and how to set up a store, because this video would be too long if I went over the exact details. Next up, we need to understand what exactly are we selling. Are we selling hoodies? Are we selling t-shirts? Currently, I am on the Amiri official website, and they're mostly known for Amiri jeans. Along with the Amiri Bone Runners, those are actually really popular. But you can see that their jeans are very popular because people have shouted them out, and they keep talking about these Amiri MX jeans, which are honestly not really too different than anything that you guys can make, and I'll show you guys how to make these pretty soon. I'm also going to be doing a separate video on detailed manufacturers and how to find the best ones, but I will give you guys a general manufacturer for hoodies and shirts, because releasing jeans is honestly a lot more difficult to convince people to go ahead and buy than compared to actually a t-shirt or actually a hoodie. Next up, I want to talk about how much will you charge for your clothing brand. So at the end of the day, it is a business, and we need to understand how much will we be charging. Taking a look at my screen here, we can see that Amiri is a premium brand, and it's pretty shocking to see that they're still selling tons of items. Someone actually bought 2 items, as you can see, 45 minutes ago, which is absolutely insane because the prices of this stuff is just crazy and just out of control. But I don't recommend pricing your stuff like a luxury luxury brand because it's very difficult to get people to buy. You want to make it as accessible as possible. Let's take for instance that a hoodie costs you $20 to go ahead and make. You could probably actually sell it for $50 to $60 and you'll make a profit anywhere from $30 to $40 per hoodie, which honestly isn't bad. I'm also going to be showing you guys some other tips and tricks for shipping, so let's get right into that. I'm sorry guys, I gotta plug my Discord real quick, but this is so much value. I'm basically selling 5 pounds for $7. If you guys know anything about that, especially in the US, it is definitely a really good deal. And we also have international pricing as well. Simply just go ahead and go to the hashtag buy channel and make a ticket and just say how many pounds you're trying to ship or how many labels you need, and I'll go ahead and answer. But I just wanted to go ahead and plug that real quick because I think you guys would be really interested in the prices. As you guys know, shipping is super expensive. It can cost you around $15 to $20 with USPS just to ship a simple package, and honestly I find that to be very unacceptable. I'm actually getting the commercial rates since I've been in the shipping industry for such a long time, so if you're interested in taking advantage of this discount, make sure to go ahead and join the Discord. But anyways, back to the video. Now I want to answer the question that's probably on everyone's mind, is how much will it realistically cost? It's no secret that getting any type of business off the ground is very difficult. We're going to go ahead and get into this in a second. But first, I want to go over the question that's on everyone's mind. How much does it really cost to start a clothing brand? And honestly, it depends. So it's about $30 for the Shopify subscription. It's $10 for the domain. And you're going to also have to pay a graphic designer, which I'll show you which ones you can get really good deals on in a second. So let's say another $100 for the designs, and now we're up to $140, and you're going to also need to pay for your samples. So let's be conservative and say that it's going to cost you around $200 just to get to the sample stage. Keep in mind, this is just with you with one hoodie in hand, and you're not actually having a bunch of different hoodies to go ahead and sell to people. To get to that stage, you're going to probably have to spend around, let's say you get 50 hoodies at first. 50 times 20 or 30, it could be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 just to get your first hoodies. But you could actually be looking at a profit anywhere from about $1,500 all the way up to $3,000 depending on your pricing. So that's actually a really important part that I went over in the past. Honestly, I believe you can start a clothing company for under $1,000, and here's why. At the very beginning, you simply can go ahead and save cost by not even shipping anything. You can actually just sell to your friends or people locally, and this could probably be the easiest way. I highly recommend going ahead and getting some feedback on your designs, mainly because a lot of people think their designs are really good. Don't just ask your friends because they're going to probably say that your design is good, but you want to go ahead and ask random people. I find this to be very important. Ask about 10 people and see what they actually have to say about the design and go ahead and tweak it. Once you're done selling to family and friends and they're liking the design, they're going to basically do a lot of promotion for you. They're going to be walking around with the hoodies, hopefully at least, once they go ahead and buy them off of you. And if you have a good enough design that basically says the brand, people will go ahead and look into your brand and see a little bit more, and they might be able to go ahead and buy from word of mouth. If you're wondering where to find a designer, I highly recommend Fiverr. And I'm not going to give you guys a specific one because I'm going to teach you guys here in a second on how to find a graphic designer. I find this to be very important because if I recommended one designer to all of you guys, then essentially you'll be waiting forever because there's too many people that watch these videos that are looking for a graphic designer. So essentially what you can go ahead and do is you can hop on Fiverr and literally type in clothing brand design. And there's a bunch of people that are willing to make your clothing brand. And if you see their work and you like it, you can simply pick them out and talk to them. If they're able to go ahead and design something that you like, you can easily pay them through Fiverr and it's 100% safe. Take for instance this guy right here. This seems like a very affordable price, only $50 for a design. And as you can see, they even have custom shorts as well, which is honestly pretty crazy when you think about it. Lots of good value going on. So if this is what you're looking for, I highly recommend hitting someone up from Fiverr. Typically where I like to get a lot of my talent from is Indonesia, Brazil, India, Pakistan, all those countries, because they're very thankful for the money that you give them and they're going to work super hard regardless. So essentially this guy's been doing clothing brand designs and he has a few orders in the queue, and you can even read the reviews down here, which is super helpful, and it's 100% safe like I mentioned. I'm not saying that there's any scammers on IG, but there are a lot of people that if you were to go ahead and mention that you want a change to your design, they may go ahead and completely cut you off from there and stop responding. So just be very careful who you interact with, but Fiverr is 100% safe. Once you have a design, you want to take it over to Semac Industries. So in my personal opinion, they make really good designs. I don't know how they got this Palm Angels on here. I don't know about this one, guys. But overall, they make pretty good designs. They do custom shorts, sweatpants, so many different ones. All you got to go ahead and do is hit them up. They make really, really good stuff. Me personally, I love everything that they do, and all my stuff has came out really, really good. So I was testing out some custom designs, and in my personal opinion, this is probably not my best work, but it's kind of like a custom jersey hoodie. As you can see, it has like the number on the front, and then on the back it has like 21, which is actually pretty cool. But again, I think they did a really, really good job with this. So let me know what you guys think. I would probably not just have like a merch brand. I would probably expand into like an actual clothing brand and not tie it to Shiftery. This is actually for a different channel of mine, not this one specifically. That's why you don't see it anywhere on this channel. But I'm actually pretty happy with what they were able to go ahead and make. So simply go ahead and contact them and you'll be able to go ahead and get in touch with them super fast. In terms of design, we need to think about brand identity. Take for instance Palm Angels, how it actually has on the back Palm Angels, and that's what they're most known for. And they also have in front the Palm Angels lettering in the front, which is actually a pretty cool touch to their design. So you have to think about what exactly will you be known for as a clothing brand, and that's exactly what you're creating, is a brand that's going to be long lasting, just like Adidas. As soon as you see the Adidas logo on a shirt, you know that it is Adidas without even seeing the text, and that's what it's all about, making brand recognition very important. Louis Vuitton is another company with really good brand identity. Taking a look at the patterns that they have, honestly, this is a really nice piece, but we can see on the back, also, they do have the tag outside, which I've been seeing a lot of companies doing that and kind of copying Louis Vuitton. I'm not too sure if they are the first, but this is basically the point that I'm trying to make. It's very important to have brand identity and think of unique ideas that can set you apart from all the other ones. And once people start buying your clothing brand, you'll have a bunch of people actually be genuinely interested in actually copying a piece. Sometimes keeping your clothing brand very simple is very important as well. Taking a look at this Burberry shirt, we can see that it does say Burberry on the front, established in 1856, and keeping it very simple with the text, a lot of people can resonate with it and it makes it ready for the masses. Now let's go over how to promote your clothing brand. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go ahead and promote it. It's very important to have a social media following, so you want to make an account on IG, Twitter, YouTube for your clothing brand, and you want to make sure that you're posting consistently to go ahead and build up hype. I highly recommend actually hiring an influencer. It's very simple to go ahead and wear your clothing, or maybe they go ahead and shout you out in a story, but it's also very important to track the stats of this. So what you want to go ahead and do is send them a bit.ly link, so bit.ly. Basically what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to track how many clicks came from this one influencer. I remember one time I was working with Raid Shadow Legends and they gave me a bit.ly link, and that's because they want to track how effective my promotions are, and this is very, very important, especially as a marketer. You also want to make sure that you're finding the right influencer. If you're actually having an anime clothing brand, it's very important to find influencers that have an audience of anime watchers. Or if you're making something very inspired by sports, you want to make sure that you have maybe like some NBA player. Maybe that's out of the budget, honestly. Imagine getting like Miles Bridges to go ahead and wear my clothing brand. That would be kind of crazy. But honestly, I think you would actually need to find some smaller sports people, maybe like some people that are on like college sports teams, to go ahead and wear your clothing brand if they have influence. But anyways, that's gonna pretty much wrap today's video. I hope this video actually did have a lot of value. I know I enjoyed making this video, and hopefully it was very helpful. I'll try to link everything down in the description below. Remember, you can pick up cheap shipping labels from KG Hype's Discord. Very important if you're looking to scale your business. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time for the next video on Shiftery Reviews. Bye.